Hello, friends. Griffin here, and this is a new little spin on Jund. We have included this new card, not new card, but new to us, Narnum Renegade. So I played in a PPTQ on Saturday, which is 2 days ago, and it went pretty well and I came in second, but I lost to humans in the finals, and I just felt like the list was just like a little slow. The problem with the humans matchup is that you just can't deploy your stuff fast enough. But I also didn't want to like lose out on threats and having too many fatal pushes and lightning bolts isn't good in other matchups. Like I feel like for the majority of the format, we've got the right amount of like removal spells, two fatal push, four bolts, and then a couple of like these terminate cards and a couple of Kolaghan's commands and the Lilianas. So to try and speed up the deck, we've added Narnum Renegade, which I like better than like Curd Ape because it has Death Touch. So it's much better like in the late game. It can trade with stuff like huge Champion of the Parishes and huge creatures like that. Probably pretty solid against stuff like Thought Not Seer, Reality Smasher, Gurmag Anglers, and Hollow Ones and stuff. So I like that. It's also probably solid enough in the mirror. Requires a removal spell, or else it'll trade with a Goy for a Scavenging Ooze if they don't use one on it. So it's kind of all you can ask for out of a one drop. The problem is that you really want the Revolt to be on in order for it to like really be worthwhile. And so we've gone up to 10 fetch lands. We've got 4 Bloodstained Mire, we've got 4 Verdant Catacombs, and we got 2 Wooded Foothills now. Additionally, I looked at the sideboard again. Kitchen Finks was performing terribly for me, and I just like can't afford to board it in against a lot of matchups that I otherwise would. Um, Decks that have Blood Moon are Kitchen Finks is really bad against. So I've got a couple of Huntmasters here, and I took one out of the main to make way for Narnum Renegade. So we can go up to 3 copies of Huntmaster. The Blightnings are still there. The Duresses are still there. We're at 2 Shadow Guild Mage now. I'm kind of thinking of that I want a third. Because you really, if you want it like on turn 1 is when it's the best. And explosives, a couple of Nile spell bombs, a couple of damping spheres, a couple of duresses, just for whatever. And now I'm trying out a couple of Phyrexian Arena. I think that this card, like I've gone down to 0 Bitter Blossoms, but like I kind of want an enchantment that's gonna be really good in the long kind of mirror control kind of strategy matchups. So trying those out, and we're gonna run through a league and see how it goes. Oh, the other thing. So it's right now 9:56 a.m. on Monday morning, and I guess not the first Guild of Ravnica spoilers, but some of the first. It's like the first day of spoiler season, and so probably right after round 1, we'll get some. I'm gonna get some instant reaction for spoiler season, and I don't know. We'll look through some cards. It'll be cool. Okay, round 1 on the play. This hand looks like a keep. I don't think I want to play Narnum Renegade on turn 1 anyway. I think we are going Inquisition into Bob probably, but we'll see what our opponent has on 6 cards and almost definitely on 5 cards almost definitely. The problem with their opponent going to 5 cards and us having Inquisition is that like sometimes the Inquisition will miss. They just won't have any. I wonder if our opponent's just actually going to concede in response. Nope. Okay. So the thing is, the Ballista is actually... This is a great hand against us. But I think I'm going to take Ballista, and hopefully they don't find another one. Hardened scales off the top. Welding jar. Okay. Yep. Let's play Bob. I think we're actually going to lose this game, depending on what they hit off of their ancient stirrings. That's pretty good too. Take that ancient stirrings. I think I'm actually going to try and offer the trade here. No, I can't, actually. If I do that, then... No, I guess I should. I'm not blocking. That welding jar. Oh boy. I think I think we're in a lot of trouble here on this mulligan to 5. Second main, we've got a hanger back. Ugh, that's about as good as you can get. Okay, we gotta get this Narnum Renegade down, actually. I think I'm gonna bolt in response here. It's gonna at least eliminate the welding jar, which is something that we have to do anyway. And by doing it post-combat... Okay, alright. By doing it post-combat, we save 2 damage because they would have sacrificed the welding jar. Okay. So this is kind of our last chance to bolt this thing. And then see what they do. They probably will put the counters on the Arcbound Ravager. I think that's kind of our best plan here. Otherwise, the hangerback gets, like, way out of control. Not a lot of value in... Actually, wait, are we just dead? We could be just dead here. In all honesty. 1, 2... Yeah. They have, like, lethal on board from Nexus. This is quite the deck. Let's see if they go for it. So they can make the Ravager a 12/12, so I might as well be blocking here. They can also make their Inkmoth Nexus like a 14/14. So they've played around Bolt, which I don't think they should have done, but we'll see. But that's why we didn't play the Narnum Renegade there. Not the best. The problem is we can't play the Renegade if we play the Liliana. So we're going to play the Renegade. And I'm going to play the Swamp. Throne of Geth, sure. So they're still not attacking with the Inkmoth Nexus, which is really good for us. But I really don't see us winning this game. Let's see if we can get rid of these Thopters. I mean, our plan is to just hold up Lightning Bolt. Uh-oh. Now they can kind of go for it. This is bad. I wish I had Dismember in my hand. That would be really good here. Okay. Fine with that. I don't have any copies of Terminate in the deck. Ooh. Still can't, yeah, still can't get through. I could attack. I could play another Liliana and minus, but that might make them go for it. I can leave up Kolaghan's command. But that's still really bad against Welding Jar. Like, I don't know why they didn't just go for a Gigantic Nexus there, but they didn't. Let's just say go. Sure. Darksteel Citadel, that's great for us. And again, they just have to not go for it here. No blocks. So we can deal 2 and destroy an artifact. I'd rather have a really big Thopter than a Nexus, I think. So we'll go destroy the Thopter and deal 2 to the neck. No. Other way. Maybe that was the wrong move. Maybe I should have done the other way. Okay, so they regenerate the Inkmoth. Sacrifice that to proliferate. Okay, so we got rid of the Welding Jar and a Thopter. Liliana minus on Ravager. Now this is going to force their hand, though, and we don't have the bolt. I wonder if there was a way. If I should have done that differently. If I should have done that the other way. But they probably just would have regenerated the Nexus instead. So, didn't really matter. I don't think this is Narnum Renegade's best matchup. I can say that pretty easily. That being said, it's been holding off this Arcbound Ravager from attacking us. And still don't have Dismember in my hand, so we're still dead here. Just too bad, because Dismember would be really funny. Just gonna make him go for it, and then we'll be all done here. I think that the Guild Mages will be good, the Hunmasters will be good, and the Explosives will be good. Kind of the same way I board against humans, actually. Humans and really any other creature decks. So pretty good having pretty good from our opponent winning on a mulligan to 5 there. I think against this matchup, Dark Confidant's probably pretty bad against Walking Ballista, isn't it? There's not really a lot else in here that I would want over it, though, so we're going to cut one of them. You'll also notice that I usually play 3 Kolaghan's Command, and I've gone down to 2, and they would be very good in this matchup. Griffin James loses due to having 10 or more poison counters. I would love to play first, and this hand is fine. Not going to mulligan this. Relic of Progenitus, Arcbound Ravager, Mox Opal. Spellskite. Might as well take the Ravager. The Relic doesn't really pair up or match up that well against our hand right now, so we'll take the Ravager and be done with it. Textile Citadel, Mox Opal, they can play Relic of Progenitus, and maybe... Sure. Of course, we'll probably draw Tarmogoyf right now, which would be silly, but not really that bad. Another Inquisition. Okay, we can handle this. How scared am I of Arcbound Worker? I think it actually might be more of a threat than Spellskite enough that I'm just going to take it. I could actually see us losing to, like, them playing that and Hardened Scales next turn, and then being like, our Dreadbore sucks because it makes Inkmoth Nexus a 3/3. Yeah, yep. See if maybe they just go for the... No, there's the Spellskite. We know they have Horizon Canopy. That's pretty good. Change target spell of... Change a target of target spell or ability to Spellskite. I think I'm going to Dreadbore this. Get that out of the way. That's going to make our Kolaghan's Command way better. The other option was to Kolaghan's Command to kill it, plus make them discard. Didn't really love that idea, though. Three, four, 4A... Rats. Okay, this we can beat though. We're going to destroy an artifact and make a player discard. I'm just going to do that before they untap. And as it stands right now, and they discard a Ballista, which is great for us. So unless they draw something, and also we never draw a land, we're in okay shape. But they do have Horizon Canopy, which is scary. But we've got Lightning Bolt for any etched, not etched champion. Steel Overseer, so if they get like a Steel Overseer here, we can snag it with Bolt. Put Ballista into their hand. So the Ballista is pretty good against Huntmaster, but not really. Okay, so our best draw here would be like a fetch land that can get red mana, because then we could play Tracker and Bolt the Ballista. Not going to happen, but this isn't too terrible. And I'm just doing this now. Get you out of here. Only bad things can happen. Now they probably are going to crack the relic. Yeah. So still waiting for that land for Huntmaster. Throne of Geth doesn't do anything, except it kind of does against Inkmoth Nexus. Or with an Inkmoth Nexus. Oh, man. Okay. And we can't do anything by attacking, so we just won't. Surprised they didn't attack with Nexus, but maybe they're casting something this turn. We're gonna get some clues if we draw a land. Okay. Here comes a Nexus. Alright, let's see if we can get there with these mediocre beatdowns. But I don't like our chances. They can use Relic. And that would be a bummer for us. They would draw 2 cards. Steel Overseer. That thing I would very much like to be dead. So let's see if we can draw a removal spell next turn. Although we'll probably draw a land. And our Huntmaster will be like not quite good enough to get there. That's my prediction for how this turns out. I almost might attack with Goyf now. Nah, let's... Yeah, let's attack with Goyf. I'm very okay with that. You know, I probably should have played the land first to threaten lethal. Yeah, definitely should have played the land first. But this is actually totally fine. This is kind of crazy, actually. Huh. Sure. Well, we still get 2 clues. That's crazy that they just wiped their own board. I really did not expect that. That's why I just went for it there. Ah, okay. They can proliferate on the tracker. Cute. Problem is that they have these gigantic creatures that they have to deal with now. So you do get 1 clue. So I probably messed that up. But unless their last card is like, I guess it could be like Ballista. That would be bad for me. Hanger back is not great for us. Hmm. Flipping the Huntmaster doesn't seem great either. That would have been good a while ago. I think I am going to attack with everything. I think that's pretty important to do right now, actually. Try and make this Hangerback Walker get into combat before it can untap and make tokens. Opponent has got some choices. I guess I also tapped my mana wrong. Okay. So I think that I'm not going to do anything else there. And let's play Griff. So now I can have a lot of blockers really quickly. Oh boy, a lot of blockers really quickly. Yeah, I bet I just cost myself this game. I think they're trying to decide if they should attack with Hangerback Walker. Because I kind of have to chump at this point. The Ravager, the Proliferate, the Steel Overseer. So the Ravager will become a 3/3. The Hangerback will become a 6/6, and then the Ravager can put its counters on the Hangerback. Alright, so that means I have to draw a Lightning Bolt. So I guess it's important that we nuke this Steel Overseer at some point here, this turn. So in the meantime, I'm going to cast a Shadow Guildmage. Can't really attack. So that's fine. And now they Steel Overseer, and we're going to push the Steel Overseer in response. Oh no, they're doing this. Okay, so now we push the Steel Overseer. I think we're just dead anyway, aren't we? Wow. Crazy. What a crazy deck. 5/1/1s. Not putting that Shadow Guild Mage into play last turn actually turned out to be pretty bad, but I don't I don't think it was the right move to do it. Yeah, because now they have Lethal on board. Well, we are pretty soft to this deck, honestly. I don't think our opponent even had that good of a draw. Really don't have enough practice with this one. One thing that's good is that it would stand to reason that we have Bolt in our hand. And the Bolt would pretty much, like, even with the Welding Jar, would stop a lot of the damage. Like, we would probably win if we had a Bolt and they went for it. But I think if I had a Bolt... No, I guess I didn't really have a good chance to use the Bolt if I had one. I mean, now they have to go for it, right? Wait a second. Don't I still just win here? I just gain a life. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And go to 1. Probably shouldn't use my Shadow Guild Mage anymore, but... Oh, maybe I can make it a draw. Okay, well, we shouldn't have won that one. Well, I say that. I probably played badly. I'm sure I'll go back and look and be a doofus for that game, and probably the first one too, but I think our opponent screwed up as well. I mean, clearly. They could have, like, if they sacrificed the Darksteel Citadel to the Ravager and also make that play, then I think they win pretty easily. And they must have just forgotten that I could gain a life there, so worked out. I still don't think I want Duress. They have a lot of non-creature spells, but, like, especially on the draw, that just did not seem like it's a really good plan. They've got, like, probably 2 animation modules, 4 yeah, this is fine. 4 of the bottom that. 4 hardened scales, 2 animation modules, 4 ancient stirrings, probably some mox opals, some relic of Progenitus. I think we're gonna overgrown tomb and try an Inquisition here. Ravager Stirrings. They play Darksteel Citadel on turn 1. We've actually got these Ravagers pretty well checked unless they play a Hangerback Walker. And we can't get rid of, like, both of them anyway. So I'm just going to take the Stirrings, because this hand is... We're fine against this hand right now. And we get to do the annoying Relic of Progenitus stuff. I wish that card just wasn't as annoying as it is. A jar, okay. So I think I'm going to go get a Stomping Ground and Dreadbore here. So it looks really dumb that we took Ancient Stirrings and they have no colored mana. But my thought process is that if they don't have colored mana for this whole game, then we should be in good shape. And there's the colored mana. So here come some Ravagers. A Ravager. Nope. Let's not do that. Let's play Scavenging Ooze. So I'm going to block this, and it's going to force them to do something. Oh boy. That changes things. So now I'll cast the Fatal Push. And I'm doing that because they have one less counter this way. I guess I could have just like let this resolve, traded. I'm probably overvaluing how important this this ooze is. Don't think Dark Confidant is very good right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can like hit us for 7 next turn with the Ink Moth if they want to. So maybe I do need to just play Bob and try and get there. Try and find a removal spell. I felt like I needed to use that Fatal Push there, but it might have been the wrong play. It was probably the wrong play, because I'm probably dead to Ink Moth if they go for it. Anytime now. So let's get a Mountain. I'm actually going to attack. We'll see if they block. They won't. Another jar. Okay. So they should definitely go for it on the Nexus. Like, that is 100% the right play. Okay. Well, I guess they got a new plan. I do not feel like it is a good idea to block this. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could hit me for 7 here. Not happening. That's a little late. Especially because I really want to... I really would like to flip my Huntmaster this turn. So because they didn't go for it last turn on the Ink Moth, they're like kind of in trouble. Okay, another Ink Moth. Okay. Let's see. Sacrifice. Oh, they probably got me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think I'm dead here. Okay. Yep. So I guess playing the Bob was bad. They've been playing extremely conservatively. I mean, for Xaxes. But how good would Shadow Guildmage have been if we had it one turn earlier? Okay. Well, hopefully we don't play against that anymore, because I just don't know how to play against it. Alright. Back for round 2. Like, I don't like hands like this, but it's kind of got a threat, and it's kind of got a card advantage spell, and it's kind of got a removal spell, so I'm gonna keep it. Bloodstained Mire into a burn opponent. Okay. So now I really kind of wish I had a threat. I guess I thought Seize on one here. I really don't want to face down an Eidolon. Okay. We take a Boros Charm. Save 2 life. Okay. That went pretty poorly. So at least we can bolt it and just go down to 12. Inspiring Vantage. Did they have Inspiring Vantage before? No. They use Bloodstained Mire. So we know their hand, so they can empty their hand, which sucks. So let's bolt this now, because we have to. Nope. Okay, that's a plan. Quagmire, go. And next turn we can Vernon Catacombs up either a forest, probably a forest. Because I'm guessing they're just unloading. Kept the bolt. Okay. Doesn't really cost them much to keep the bolt. If their hand is... If they drew another Boros Charm, then we're dead. My guess is actually that their hand is Searing Blaze and Bolt. That could be wrong, but it's a reason to keep Sacred Foundry in your hand. I guess it could be Skullcrack. No, just Boros Charm. Okay, so they didn't... Alright. Fine. We were okay, I guess, if they didn't have Boros Charm there. So Duress, Blightning, 2 more Huntmasters. Even though we drew our 1 of Huntmaster, we still lost. Take out the Bobs and take out the Thoughtseizes. I actually think that Narnum Renegade is going to be really good in this matchup. um, Fetching for a forest into Narnum Renegade on turn 1, especially on the play, like cuts off all of their like good Goblin Guide draws. Like they don't have any creatures that can stop it. It's not good against Searing Blaze, but lots of people. I mean, I think a lot of people might take Searing Blaze out. Um, just something that's like conditional like that is usually not what you want to be doing. Um, this is like almost good enough. I think it's a mulligan though. Sure. Land on top is fine. Lightning on the play should be pretty solid. Okay. So this actually needs to get a swamp. And I'm kind of expecting this ooze to die anyway. Rough. I think it's Blightning. I think it's Blightning instead of Liliana. Maybe not. That's a tough call. We take a lot of damage for not for casting a Blightning here. I think it's Liliana. Keep the board clear. Like they can't deploy all their stuff this turn. They might be able to cast like 2 cards. And then we can make them discard the rest. Rift Bolt entered the exile zone. So as long as this isn't an Eidolon, I'm pretty happy. Okay. Oh, no, another one? Rats. Still doing this, though. Because we're technically at 3 right now. And I might as well tick up, discard this bolt. And hope to fade for a turn, and then we can cast Huntmaster. Okay. We got outs. We still just have to fade. Inquisition on top. Make you sacrifice. Because we're pretty close to lethal, actually. If we get to untap. I wonder if their last card was Eidolon. It could also have been Searing Blaze. That's not quite lethal. Let's just Inquisition. It's a land. So we've got any creature covered. Well, that's too bad. I actually think that this matchup is fine, and I'd be pretty happy playing it every round. I think we were pretty close to snagging that one. Yeah. All right. That's fine. This might be a quick league. We'll see. All right. Round three. Hand looks fine. Don't love turn one Blood Crypt Thoughtseize, but we're doing it. One of the problems is actually, see, we have both Wooded Foothills in our hands, so I cut a Blackcleave Cliffs, I think, or maybe a Blooming Marsh, one of those, to so that we could play. Oh my god, I'm not beating this in a million years. So I'm taking the Acid Moss in the hopes that we can find an Inquisition later. Yeah, so we have to take two off of our Blood Crypt there because of Wooded Foothills being in our hand. We have both of the Wooded Foothills in our hand, and we get a little punished there for playing extra fetch lands. Alright, that's something. Yep. So they can't Titan me next turn. But they can go up to a lot of mana. Prismatic Omen makes me kind of think that they don't have, like, Bloodbraid Elf in their deck, but maybe they still just do. I don't know. Monvuli Acid Moss. It's just like, there's no beating this card. Just not possible. They just didn't use their tribal there. Okay. So now we're in a lot of trouble. Not the best draw. They tribal there, they go to 6, they go, like... we are extremely super dead. They just Summoner's Pact for Titan and kill us pretty easily here. So luckily they can't deal us damage. What? Why did they do that? What in the world? Okay. Well, now they... Whoa. Okay, does that change what we're doing here? I think it does. I think that means I'm getting a mountain and playing Huntmaster. I was going to make like a desperation attempt to get an Inquisition or something, but now that they did that, like... They can't actually play the Titan next turn. Search for tomorrow. So they can, if they have a land, then they can kill a creature. Sure. And now they have enough mana to Omen, or to play a Titan. Gonna just sacrifice a clue and hope to hit a discard spell. Didn't. And this is a land that enters tapped, so we can't even sacrifice a clue and hope to hit and then play this land and use it. Because they have two cards in hand, otherwise we could also try and do like a You know what? I guess I should have attacked first in case one of their cards was Bolt, and then we could have hit their. Yeah, and then we could have maybe like on their upkeep, Kolaghan's commanded them for their last card. But I don't think that we're gonna win this one. How good would Shadow of Doubt be right here? Oh, they just have a Titan. Okay. Okay. So they should have killed us before, but they screwed up. But we still didn't get there. Okay. So we want more Duresses. And we want Blightnings. The Fatal Pushes are bad. The Abrupt Decay is actually okay. If they have... I'm going to keep this in. If they have... Prismatic Omen. This is a situation where we'd rather have like Alpine Moon or Fulminator Mage instead of Napping Sphere, but we don't. The Huntmaster is actually kind of bad. I would imagine that they have Anger the Gods that they're bringing in, since they saw Huntmaster and Tracker last game. And Ooze is pretty slow. Yeah, I think this is what we're doing here. I don't think I want... Fatal Push is, like, okay against Obstinate Baloth, which they always have in. This kind of never happens, though. I think Bolt is better. I would like to play first. Sure. So this Thoughtseize will give us a good indication if we can play Liliana and tick up or not. If they have Baloth, then it's bad for us. Okay, so they have Farseek, Search for Tomorrow, Tracker. We've kind of got the Tracker checked. Kind of. I guess not really, do we? Because they'll play like... Stomping Ground on one with Search for Tomorrow. I think our best bet might actually just to be take Tracker. And then just try and run him out of cards. We could also take Farseek or Search for Tomorrow, but that's like extremely loose. You know. Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna try and get them. We gotta draw another black source so we can get this Liliana going. But since they don't have Baloth in their hand, we're pretty safe to do this plan. The thing is that the Raging Ravine doesn't even help us cast Liliana on turn 3 anyway. So we're not even gonna bother. Like, we don't get to play Tracker on turn 3 this way, as it stands. But I don't think I even want to. I'm kind of more interested in playing Bolt on their Tracker. Or no, we took the Tracker. Never mind. There we go. So we're gonna do this before we attack. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pitch. I don't think I need the Bolt. Because they could have drawn Baloth. They didn't. So now they have 4 mana. They're going up to 4 cards. They're going to play another one, go to 5. There's a Valakut. That actually helps them out quite a bit. Let's play a tracker. I guess that was actually terrible, but I'm not too concerned. My sequencing here was really bad. They bolt my tracker in response. It's just like extremely dumb. Okay, so the last 2 cards are probably actually a Wooded Foothills that we know about. Now they've used the Wooded Foothills. So I'm guessing they have Land Titan. The good news is that A, they could just not have Land Titan, but also B, so let's see, they can get 2 Valakut triggers. They probably both have to go after Liliana. And now we've got a Clue and a draw step to try and find Dreadbore or another Liliana. If they go after our creatures, we're in really good shape. They didn't. So another Liliana here would be pretty key. Tracker's not going to do it. So I think that's that then. Yep, I still like. I think I like the plan of taking the tracker. Like it was just gonna draw them so many cards and make our Liliana pretty bad. Like I kind of want to play this out and see what their last card is. Let's do this because we could still draw that one of Dreadbore. No. Okay. So I'm pretty happy conceding here. Valakut. Let's see, they go get 2 Valakuts and deal us like 12 damage, and then we can... Like, I guess I could survive. Yeah, maybe that was... No, I mean, if they have any lands or spells in their hand, then we're dead. So... There's the Liliana. Okay. So that's that. That's the league already. Wow. 0-3. The thing is, we like never drew Narnum Renegade. That was like the whole point, was to try and test out Narnum Renegade. And we like never drew it. It was actually kind of good against the Hardened Scales deck. It wasn't bad. At least like gave us a lot of time. Did a lot for a 1-mana green spell. But like in that matchup, I would have loved having Narnum Renegade. Like just play it on turn 1 and get in a whole bunch of beatdowns, and then like even attack into the Titan with it and stuff. So okay, well that didn't go too good, but that's all right. We're gonna try this out again. I think Narnum Renegade. I really think we're onto something here. All right, thanks for watching. So, I mentioned that I was gonna look at some spoilers when they came out because they usually come like everything gets published at like 11 a.m. Uh, but we died too early, so I turned off my video recorder. But looks like we've got quite a doozy here. Um, so I can kind of only give you my first impressions. Uh, it looks pretty awesome. The problem there's a couple of problems, I guess. One is that you really 2 mana is actually a lot. Like we're already running like Dreadbore, Abrupt Decay, Terminate. This maybe just like supplants all of those and is just a better option now than any of them, but it's definitely like you only have room for so many of those of that effect. You would really rather be playing lightning bolts and fatal pushes for your removal, and then like, but this also supplants some of the need for like maelstrom pulse. Like maelstrom pulse probably doesn't get played anymore because of this, unless something like tokens or something like that gets really popular. Um, the it's a very significant downside. Like let's like not forget that giving them a land is a really big deal, and also this is going to be a really hard card to play. People are going to need to learn how to play it because when you give them the land is pretty important because like it could be, if you do it like mid combat, then all of a sudden they can like play more stuff in their second main phase because they have more mana now because the land comes into play on tap. So it'll be interesting like playing playing your if you're playing against a black green deck, then playing your spell's second main phase is going to be like really important because you're going to go into combat. You might get your creature assassin's trophied and then go in your second main phase and realize you had more mana than you had before and change your plan a little bit. But what's really critical, is that this hits Urza's Tower, and I mean doesn't kill it, or doesn't keep them off of mana like that much, but hits Urza's Tower, which is a huge deal, and like I feel like if we go like a more aggressive slant, um, and use our tempo swing um, with this card. I actually really like it with Nardum Renegade, of course. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It'll be interesting to see how much play it sees. Um, I'm guessing it's like 2 to 3 copies in most Jund lists right now. The green, um, the black green list that runs like a bunch of Field of Ruins, I think loves this card and probably plays 4. If that is gonna start to become more of a thing, then that's like a big deal. Um, and like maybe Abzan will play this too. It looks really good. It looks like it's a really good card. Yeah, I think it's probably I think mostly just because of the Tron, just because of the implications against playing against Tron. It'll probably be like better than Dreadbore Terminate and Abrupt Decay. I would assume so, at least. I don't know. It's kind of close though, because there are definitely matchups where like you much rather have Abrupt Decay because you want to hit like a Search for Azcanta, or you'd much rather have um, I don't know, a Dreadbore like against the mirror, like the Jund mirror. You'd probably also rather have a Dreadbore or an Abrupt Decay because it hits everything and doesn't give them a land. And giving somebody a land like in the mirror or in a value based matchup is a really big deal. But probably for the most part, it takes those slots over, and then the deck just gets a little bit more aggressive to kind of compensate with the fact that you need to go like be going under them now. Yeah. So that's that's quite the spoiler for this morning. It's kind of like the first big big spoiler season moment, I guess. Is this guy? It's gonna be pretty good. I don't know. And I don't know about standard. I don't know anything about standard. So if green black is a thing, then it's probably fine. It's probably good there. But I mean, you gotta be interested in that effect in a green black standard deck, because like maybe the green black standard deck that comes out is just like all like dredge or whatever, and this would be like terrible there. Not terrible, but just like doesn't do that much. But maybe it's good enough. But I don't know. We got to worry about like it's not in the same colors as Teferi or Nicol Bolas, so it's probably not actually that good. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think later on, or in the comments. Talk to you later.